Hello everyone. Welcome back to the course of software engineering. This video is brought to you by Newton's Group of Institutions in association by Redefined Solutions. This is Arvind Egreddy, CEO of Redefined Solutions. In this video, we will discuss about requirements engineering. Many students interested in software engineering or computer science may not realize how many niches there are and how quickly these niches in the field are developing and growing and becoming more complex. If you like to work with computers and are not interested in software development, you should become familiar with the different phases of it and the career that these phases have created. While it seems more intangible and monolithic, software is really no different than any other product produced by a company for profit. Like other complex products, designing software also requires many different steps. Requires a specific design process, quality assurance teams, directors, managers, as well as the actual code writers. So here, software requirement engineering is one of the earliest phases of software development. Now, let us understand the requirements. So before understanding the requirements, we need to ask one question: what is software requirement engineering? So what does software requirement engineering means exactly? While it is an integral phase in the software engineering, which is not well understood, software requirement engineering, which refers to the first phase before any of the actual designing, coding, testing and maintenance takes place. The goal of this is to create an important early document and process in the software design, which we often refer to as Software Requirement Specification or SRS. It determines what software is produced. So it is basically gathering of information of a customer's or potential customers or target audience requirements for a system before any actual design can take place. Software requirement specification gives feedback to the potential customers, break down any problem into similar parts and also provide input towards the actual design. Here, the customers will have clear information with the help of charts, flowcharts, diagrams and tables to be created that the software will serve the intended purpose. So it will also helps the system requirements entailed in the document. Sometimes these are presented together with the customer requirements and sometimes that are separate. So by recording the information in an organized manner helps and strengthens the ideas and isolates any potential problem that need to be worked on before they can interrupt the process or create any problems. So here the requirements will act as a parent document to later plans, such as the design specifications or testing and verifications. And it includes the functional requirements, performance requirements, user requirements, input requirements, design requirements, operational and principal requirements, as well as constraints. So when only these requirements are defined, then only the actual design begins. So first we need to understand the requirements. So what is it? So before we can begin any technical work, it is a good idea to apply a set of requirement engineering tasks. So these tasks lead to an understanding of what the business impact of the software will be and what the customer wants and how the end users will interact with the software. Next, we need to know who does it. So here software engineers, who are sometimes referred to as system engineers or analysts in an IT world, and other project stakeholders like managers, customers and end users, all of them participate in the requirements engineering. And why is that it is so important? Because designing and building an elegant computer program that solves the wrong problem serves no one needs. So that's why it's important to understand what the customer wants before you design and build a computer based system. Now we need to understand what are the steps. So here the requirements engineering begins with inception, a task that defines the scope and nature of the problem to be solved. It moves onwards to election, a task that helps the stakeholders define what is required, and then elaboration, where basic requirements are refined and modified. So here, as the stakeholders define the problem, negotiations occur. So what are the priorities, what is essential, what is required, and finally the problem is specified in some manner, and then they are reviewed or validated to ensure that your understanding of the problem and the stakeholders understanding of the problem coincide. Then we need to see what is the work product. So here the intent of the requirement engineer is to provide all parties with an written understanding of the problem, and this can be achieved through a number of work products, usage scenarios, functions and features, requirement models are an specification. Now, how do I ensure that I have done it right? So here the requirements engineer working products are reviewed with the stakeholders to ensure that what you have learned is what they really meant. Now coming to the requirement engineering. So here the broad spectrum of tasks and techniques that lead to the understanding of the requirements is called as a requirements engineering. From a software process perspective, requirement engineering is a major software engineering action that begins during the communication activity and continues into the modeling activity. So it must be adapted to the needs of the process, the project, the product, and the people doing the work. So here requirements engineering builds a bridge to design and construction, and requirement engineering provides the appropriate mechanism for understanding what the customer wants, analyzing the needs, assessing the feasibility, negotiating a reasonable solution, and specifying the solution unambiguously, validating the specifications, and managing the requirements as they are transferred into the operating system. So it encompasses 7 distinct tasks. One is inception, second one is elucidation, third one elaboration, fourth one negotiation, fifth one specification, sixth one validation, and the last one management. So here these are the 7 different tasks by using which we can achieve requirements engineering. So coming to the first task, that is inception. So in general, most projects begin when a business need is identified or a potential new market or service is discovered. Stakeholders from the business community define a business case for the idea and try to identify the breadth and depth of the market and do a rough feasible analysis, and then identifying a working description of the project scope. So at project inception, we establish a basic understanding of the problem, the people who want a solution, and the nature of the solution that is desired, and the effectiveness of preliminary communication and collaboration between the other stakeholders and the software team. So we can say like this: inception is a task where the requirement engineering asks a set of questions to establish a software process. And in this task, it understands the problems and evaluates with the proper solution, and it also collaborates with the relationship between customers and the developers, so that the developers and the customers decide the overall scope and nature of the question. Now, coming to the second task, that is elucidation. So here, ask the computers what the objectives for the system or product are and what is to be accomplished, how the system or product fits into the needs of the business, and finally, how the system or a product is to be used on a day-to-day basis. So here, a number of problems that are encountered as elucidation occurs. One is problem of scope, second one, problem of understanding, and third one is problem of volatility. Now let us see what is problem of scope. Here, the boundary of the system is ill-defined, or the customers or users specify unnecessary technical details that may confuse rather than clarity. So here the overall system objectives are confused. Now coming to problem of understanding, the customers or users are not completely sure of what is needed. So they have a poor understanding of the capabilities and limitations of their computing environment. They don't have a full understanding of the problem domain. They have trouble communicating the needs of the system engineer, and they omit information that is believed to be obvious, and they specify the requirements that conflicts with the needs of other customers or users. So here, the specific requirements that are ambiguous or unteachable. So here, the problems of volatility, the requirement changes over time. To help and overcome these problems, we must approach the requirements gathering in an organized manner. So here, in elucidation, we mean that we need to find the requirements from anybody where the requirements are difficult, because the following problems occur in the elucidation, that is problem of scope, problem of understanding, and problem of volatility. Now coming to the third task, that is elaboration. The information obtained from the customers during the inception and elucidation are expanded and are refined during the elaboration. So here, this particular task basically focuses on developing a refined requirement models that identify the various aspects of the software functions, behavior, and information. So elaboration is driven by the creation of and refinement of the user scenarios that describe how the end users will interact with the system. Each user scenario is parsed to extract the analysis classes and business domain entities that are visible to the end user. So here the attributes of each analysis class are defined, and the services that are required by each class are identified. The relationship and collaboration between these classes are identified, and a variety of supplementary diagrams are produced. So we can say like this: elaboration main task is developing pure model of the software using functions, features, and constraints of the software. Now coming to the fourth task, that is negotiation. So here, in usual for customers to give a limited business resource, it is also relatively common for different customers or users to propose conflicting requirements, arguing that their version is essential for our special needs. So we have to reconcile these conflicts through a process of negotiation. Customers, users, and other stakeholders are asked to rank the requirements and then discuss the conflicts in priority basis. So using an iterative approach, the priorities requirement assesses their cost and risk and address the internal conflicts. Requirements are eliminated, combined, and then they are modified so that each party achieves some measure of satisfaction. So in the negotiation task, a software engineer decides how will the project be achieved with limited business resource, to create rough guesses of development and assess the impact of the requirements on the project cost and delivery time. Now, coming to the fifth task, that is specification. Here, specification means different things to different people. A specification can be a written document, or it can be a set of graphical models, or it can be a formal mathematical model, or a collection of usage scenarios, or a prototype, or any combination of these. So some suggest that a standard template should be developed and used for the specification, arguing that this leads to the requirements that are presented in a consistent and therefore more understandable manner. However, it is sometimes necessary to remain flexible when the specification is to be developed. Because for larger systems, a written document, or by combining the natural language descriptions and graphical models, may be the best approach. So here in the specification task, the requirements engineer construct the final work product, and this work product is in the form of software requirement specification. So here we formalize the requirements of the proposed software, such as informative, functional, and behavioral. So, and these requirements are formalized in both graphical and textual formats. Now coming to the sixth task, that is validation. So in the validation task, the work product is built as an output of the requirement engineering, and that is assessed for the quality through a validation step. So here the formal technical reviews from the software engineer, customer, and other stakeholders helps for the primary requirements validation mechanism. Now coming to the seventh task, requirement management. Here requirement management is nothing but it is a set of activities that help the project team to identify, control, and track the requirements and changes that can be made to the requirements at any time of the ongoing project. So these tasks start with the identification and assigning a unique identifier to each of the requirements. After finalizing the requirement traceability table in the table, it need to be developed. So the examples of traceability table are the features, sources, dependencies, subsystems, and interfaces of the requirement. That's all for now. Thank you all. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the latest notifications.